Alright gang, welcome back to our Can You Survive 25 challenge here on Zielonka. It is now August. I want to make a quick note here really quick. I've been recording a couple of these back to back because I actually kind of got in the groove here. I said these would not come out as often as they have been right off the bat here, but I just kind of got back in the groove, so I've done a couple of them. But nonetheless, just want to make sure it's clear that there are going to be periods of time where it's not going to be out once a week, like we're doing right now. Actually, a little bit more than that right now. But anyway, also, second thing, I'm doing this video before the second episode came out, so I don't know any comments on that one. We are almost maxed out on chili peppers in the pickle production, so it is moving at a bit of a slower rate. So, what does that mean? Well, really what it means is we're going to change a couple of these hydroponics to do tomatoes. As a matter of fact, we're probably going to make 4 of them tomatoes right now, just because we are already almost maxed out with our pickle production, right? We've got, they're not going to be able to store many more chili peppers in there. There's only 7,000, a little less than that actually, almost 6,000 liters that's remaining of space for chili peppers. So we definitely need to change that up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn off this one. Oop, nope. Turn that one off. Turn on the tomatoes and turn that on to distributing. Same thing here. We're just going to kind of change this up a bit. And add tomatoes to the mix here. My initial goal was not to do tomatoes, but since we are cruising along at such a quick pace here, I think it makes sense for us to go ahead and turn the tomatoes on. So we'll do 4 tomatoes and 2 chili peppers. We might still max it out for a little while, but eventually that pickle production should catch up. And then hopefully we'll be able to even it out a little bit more, and then eventually we'll have maybe 3 tomatoes and 3 chili peppers going here in the pickle production. Nonetheless, we have got a lot of chili peppers in there, and we're gonna have a lot of pickled chili peppers because of it. We've already got 7 pallets of them spawned already, which is fantastic. We also made some more money overnight. Obviously, the wood production is producing a good amount of money for us, which is really nice. And yeah, we're doing all right, gang. We're moving along nicely. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Ooh, that would be super nice to have, this JCB here. I think we're going to go for this. This would be awesome to have. We probably can go ahead and sell the front loader here on the tractor, because we're probably not going to need that anymore if we buy that JCB. And I'm very tempted to do so. There's also this, which not really going to be something we're utilizing right now, so no reason to really buy that. So yeah, let's go sell this front loader. And I'm not sure if I can use the same forks here with that JCB or not, but nonetheless, let's go sell this. We're going to be a tiny bit, I think, off the amount we need, but we should be able to get there today with a contract or two, and that's really all we're going to be able to do today for a little while is contract. Or we can just go and sell those pickled peppers off the bat, which we might end up doing. I'm going to look and see what the price is for those. It's going to take me a while to get down there. Somebody said I can hit left trigger and right trigger and it'll jump down to the miscellaneous, which you're correct, it can. But even if I get down to there, I still have to scroll an eternity just to get to the bottom of this. I can't get to the bottom of this no matter what I do. If I hit right trigger again, it doesn't take me to the bottom. Chili peppers, they're not bad. They're not great, but they're not bad. Let me just pull over here really quick. So I can sell them for $648 at the supermarket. That's not terrible. I think I probably will do that today. If it allows us to get the JCB especially, we'll do that. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. I'm very, very excited about all of the reboot of this series and then the new series we've got going on. I think it's great. Evidently, I can't repair this, which is kind of weird, but okay. But we can sell for $8,875, so we'll go ahead and do that. This one, I'm not sure if I can utilize it or not with that JCB, so I think what I'm going to do is leave it right there for the time being, and we'll see if the JCB allows me to utilize that or not. But I think that would be a fantastic addition, especially for our first farm here, which is all heavily based around greenhouses, right? That's going to help us tremendously. And really, you would have one of those anyway for this type of a setup anyway, right? That's good. Okay, awesome. That we got pretty lucky there in the used market. There's also a small tractor for grape or olive farming. At least right now, we're not planning to do that. Maybe eventually we will, but we're not really planning to do that right now. So we'll wheel this back on into our farm here. And we'll probably take a look at doing some contracts here. Excuse me. Probably take a look at doing some contracts here just to get us to that point. Now, I could have, stacked up some of those pickles on the trailer here and got them set and ready to go. And probably would have been able to get that JCB then and there, but I prefer just to sell these, I think, outright with the JCB and make some of the money back, I guess, that we're going to spend on the JCB. I guess we'll put it that way. So, contract-wise, what do we got out here? What do we have that we can do? Probably not a ton, honestly. There's a harvesting contract for onions, which I've kind of talked about I might potentially want to do. We haven't done that yet. I really don't know what I'm doing with onions, if I'm completely honest with you. There's a plowing. There's some spraying contracts. Yeah, there's not a ton, if I'm honest. There's not really a ton for us to do. I'm kind of leaning towards this. That would give us $3,000. That would actually not even get us there. I thought that would get us there, but it's not even going to get us there. But that's really the best deal we got. I mean, we could do the plowing, I guess, but that's really, I think, the best choice is to do this peas again. It'll give us $3 grand. We won't get there, but we'll be close. Probably by the time it's done, we'll hit 9 o'clock. Hopefully by 9 o'clock we make a little bit of money off, the wood. I'm not positive if we will or not, but hopefully we do, right? There's also some wood chips in there we can sell, but they're not best to sell right now, so we're going to wait and save those on purpose. So let's do that. Let's borrow the items, and we will get started here. Now, that field is literally right by where our first farm is, right by where our greenhouse farm is. So it's convenient. It's not far away from the shop. Now, the sell point is a little bit further away, but that's okay. We can deal with that. We can handle that, if you will. So yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well, man. I'm excited about this series again. I was not so excited about it in April, as I've mentioned a couple of times now when we ended. I am excited about it now. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be good. I think we've really shifted gears here and put ourselves into a better situation, right? A much better situation than we were in before. Gives me more of an ability to enjoy and have fun when I wasn't having as much fun before with this series. But nonetheless, we've got some work to do today, right? We're making good money, and that's fantastic. I love that we're making good money now. I love the shift, the change, the retool that we did, because it is allowing us to make this kind of money, which we weren't making anywhere near that amount before. So kind of doing this has really helped. Well, I mean, we're still pretty far behind in regard to where we probably would have been if we kept going, but it has allowed us to at least make up a little bit of the ground lost from April to now by doing this kind of a retool, right? Selling everything, kind of starting over to an extent with the money that we made from selling everything and going at it from that approach, and then obviously bumping our loan back up to the same amount that it had before. It's for the best. It's gonna be a lot better for us, a lot better. Now, new series came out. I think I've talked about it before, but I'm going to talk about it again. I'm very excited about that series. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know what anyone's said of that series yet, because full transparency, at the time of this recording, it has not been released to any of you. The only one it's been released to are my members on the channel, which who get early access to any video. Whenever it's ready and uploaded, regardless if I have a thumbnail done for it or not, they do get early access to watch videos before they're released on their normal schedule. So they have seen 2 episodes now, I guess, or have the ability to see 2 episodes. And so far, it's been pretty positive, the thoughts on it. So, it is the replacement for the Vintage Survival series. And it is a survival challenge. I changed it. It was going to originally it was only going to be just another survival type of series like the Vintage Survival was, where it's not a challenge per se. This one is a challenge. I love the map that we're on. I think it's a fantastic map for it. I love the location. I love, what my vision and idea for it is. I think it's going to be fantastic. And, yeah. We will see as we move along in that series. But I think that series is going to be a pretty long one, too. Probably 40, 50 episodes, maybe 60 even, too. Who knows? But I think it's going to be a long one. It may not be... I don't want to give too much away here, in case you haven't watched it yet. It may not be the most difficult in form of making money, per se, but there are reasons why that is going to still be okay, right? It's still going to be difficult even if I'm making a little bit more money than I normally would. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give anything else away. You're going to have to check it out for yourself. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. So, we got the peas to harvest here. We've almost got a full load already, which is crazy. We've only gone around the headland here once. This field does have tram lines in it. It does have weeds in it, so it's probably not going to be the best yielding contract, unfortunately. Meaning we're probably not going to make the most money off the remainder of the leftover peas, right? Quick note on this, I don't think I really brought it up in the previous, maybe I don't think I did, but maybe I did. We are going to allow ourselves to do more than one episode a month on this series, just because eventually at some point we are going to have, more than likely we're going to probably be able to own or have most of the map here, right? So we're definitely going to allow ourselves to do more than one episode per month here, if needed. If we don't need it, then we'll just jump like we've been doing, right? But if needed, we are definitely going to do that. And we are full. So we'll back it up here. I've got this already unfolded, so it's just a matter of bringing the trailer up here. So let's jump into that. We're in a nice McCormick here, which is a fantastic tractor. We're definitely going to surpass 9 o'clock during this harvest. It is a large harvest. It doesn't really look like it's that large of a field, but for peas, it's definitely a large field. So it is going to take us a while to get this done. But that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. That means we'll hopefully make a little bit of money when 9 o'clock hits from our wood greenhouse at a bare minimum. I'm hoping that wood greenhouse gets us to, like, I don't know, 63, 64. It might be more, it might be less, I don't know. But I'm hoping somewhere around in that range, the low 60s. Because then by the time we're done with this contract, we absolutely will have enough for that JCB. Which is my main goal for today. I want to get that JCB. We really don't utilize telehandlers really at all, or very often for that matter, on the channel. So having that will be extremely awesome to just have on the series, especially this early on. And when I say this early on, it's not, I guess in regard to the reboot, it's early on, but it'll just be nice to have for our greenhouse farm. It really, really will. Now, you might be saying, well, why wouldn't you just keep the front loader and put down more greenhouses? Doesn't that make a little bit more sense? It probably does. You're right. It probably does. It probably would, well, not even probably, it would produce more money for us. But I just think that would be a better setup for moving forward for the greenhouses. And when we have that opportunity to get something like that in the used market, I don't really want to pass it up, right? Those telehandlers are not cheap. So I don't really want to pass that up. All right, we've got a full trailer load here, so we're going to go ahead and sell this gang and do part of that, and we're going to have the worker continue on for us. Now, one thing I don't think I've brought up in quite a while, I think I did when it first came out, but, you know, the game's been out for a year now, the vanilla game, just the base game, right? There hasn't been anything that I've seen on ModHub for doing peas or green beans or anything like that in a cheaper way, right? The machine we're utilizing to harvest this is gigantic. It's massive. There had to be at some point, and I don't know any of this, so, you know, I might be wrong, but, you know, in my mind, there had to be something at some point in the years, a long time ago, an old piece of vintage machinery for harvesting green beans and peas and things like that that is not such a behemoth of a machine. And what I mean by that more specifically than anything else is not something that is so expensive, right? There had to be something. Maybe I'm incorrect on that statement, and I'm happy to be proven wrong, but there had to be something. And I'm just surprised that nobody, whether it's Giants or you know, a standard modder that's putting something on ModHub, has come up with anything for that. There's still nothing out there that I'm aware of. Obviously, put something in the comments if I'm wrong and I'm missing something. Just please put it down there. Now, if it's something that's not on ModHub, then there might be something for that. But as far as being on ModHub, I still do not think there is anything, which is extremely surprising. It's been a year. You would have thought somebody would have come up with something. But yeah, it surprises me every single time that I go out and there's nothing on ModHub for us to install that can do, you know, peas and green beans, etc. on a cheaper way, or in a cheaper way, right? And I mean do them, I mean the harvesting of them more specifically than anything else. But anyway. Alright, so we are going up to this sell point. There's our old land right there. So all of this is going to go towards the actual contract, I think. I hope this is not a situation where it's going to get us to 100% when we still have more to harvest. I don't think it will be. I think there's still more that has to come to the sell point here, just based solely on the amount of peas that are remaining to harvest. But, you know, we kind of screwed it up a little bit in the last episode, so hopefully we don't do that again here, right? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Only 82% transported. So the rest of this should fit into this trailer, which will be good. That means we'll be able to get the rest of that field harvested and not have to miss any. I'm kind of mentioned in the last episode I was doing a contract for peas as well, and I wasn't able to finish the harvest in the field because I kind of screwed up a little bit, but, you know, things like that happen, I guess. They happen, right? There's a very, very bumpy road we're on there, man. They really need to fix that road. The officials in Zielonka need to come out there and check that road. Holy smokes. Anyway, we're on our way back. Gonna finish that harvest. We didn't get as much money as I had hoped from the trees. I thought there was gonna be a little bit more than what we got. It's now 10 o'clock as well. We still don't have a ton. We've got 60,000. So when we finish this contract, we are still gonna be short. So we're gonna have to do something else. Another kind of contract today of some sort. Or, you know, or we go and just put some of the greenhouses on auto selling. You know, that's an option we could do too, right, to get us there. What about, let's see, what kind of other contracts are out there? There's a ton of contracts now, an absolute ton. Walter's stopping for people walking across the street. That's awful nice of him. That's not normally what he would do for me. Anyway, or he would just brake check me. Anyway, okay, so there's a fertilizing contract we could do, which is decent money, but we would have to buy the fertilizer for it, which is not ideal. And there's just more green beans and onions and peas and carrots. So, yeah. I think we're going to be a little bit short. Maybe I should have kept that front loader to sell some of those pallets first. That's a bit of a mistake on me. I mean, I'm making mistakes here already, but it happens, right? It happens. It's not like it's anything we can't overcome. It's not that big of a deal. I think, as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, yeah, let's turn the two chili peppers. Since we have so many of them, I'm just going to turn them on to selling for right now. It's not going to make us a ton of money, but it'll give us a little bit of something extra. So let's do that. When 11 o'clock hits, I'm sure we will be doing something on this episode until 11 o'clock. So when 11 o'clock hits, we'll make a little bit more extra money. Probably won't be a ton, but it'll be something. Okay, so let's jump into this. We'll take over for the worker here. Worker got a lot done, actually, while we were on our way there. Oop, nope, nope, nope. Forgot to turn this back on. Put the steering assist back on. Boom. Probably don't really need it, but we're going to put it back on anyway at this point. It's nice for when you don't have such rectangular or square fields. Zielonka, the nice thing about Zielonka is they're all rectangular or square-based almost entirely. Now, there are definitely a few that are not that way, but if you look at them, most of them are in a rectangle type of fashion, right? Almost all of them are. A couple of them have a little bit of a weird, kind of corner to them of some sort, but a lot of them are just your standard rectangle shape. So they're pretty easy to kind of figure out in comparison to other fields that are not like that, right? So I'm doing this recording actually just before I'm going to get online with the guys and get the next episode of the competitive one-tile challenge recorded. So I've been thinking about that series all week, trying to think of ideas and approaches to move forward with. I've been kind of going back and forth on if I want to try to get that tree planter or not. I think it might be beneficial for us to do so. The problem is we don't really have the money for it right now, and I don't think we will have the money. I don't think we will have the money for it either when I do the recording tonight. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we will. So as much as I would like to put those in, I'm not sure it's going to happen. I had some ideas about where I was going to put them. I was going to consider putting in kind of like a tree fence of some sort on the edge of where the goats are. So between the kind of the road, the track there that goes between Rusty and my land. I was thinking about putting it there. But obviously I have to have enough money to be able to do that. And at current, we don't have enough money. And I don't think even if we sell stuff, which we're definitely going to sell stuff, I don't think we're going to have enough money to even buy it then. And that's if it's still even out there on the used market by the time the next episode, or by the next month, right? It might be gone next month. I don't know. So I guess we'll have to see. But this one probably is going to be out after that episode even that airs for all of you, but I'm just kind of talking about it with you while I'm thinking about it. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I could see some ways that we might potentially be able to get there. I don't know. I still think I'm going about it the right way with the silage, though. I've said that a number of times. I do. I truly do. They're not doing any silage at all right now. They're not doing any. Not even a little bit. Like, they're in my opinion, they're just wasting free money, right? If you're going to turn that field into, if you're going to turn that area into a field, why wouldn't you mow it up first and make $15,000 off of it on silage? Right? That's what I'm doing. But who knows, right? It's anybody's guess. It's anybody's game right now. It's the early stages, right? It's really going to come into fruition of who's really doing well. Probably when we hit episode 15, episode 20, I think. Maybe even a little bit further than that. I think that's when you're really going to start seeing a bit of a break between all three of us. Whoever's doing well, who's struggling still. We'll see, right? We'll see. These people are walking really far away from the main town area. They're way out here in the farmland, walking. I don't know, maybe they're walking from the train. There's a train station way over there. Maybe they're walking from the train station. It's pretty far hike there, but I don't know. I mean, that's got to be, I don't know. I don't know. The train station's over here, right? So they had to walk all the way down here. Maybe they take the shortcut through here, but still, I mean, it's a pretty far walk. I don't know exactly how many miles that is, but I would think it would be plural, multiple miles, right? Probably 3.5, 4, maybe. I don't know. It might be more than that. Almost done here. We've got to finish this up, and then we've got one little strip here that we have got to touch up, and then we've got this whole field harvested, and then it's just a matter of us going and selling the peas, and hopefully, let's fingers crossed here, we make a little bit of extra money from the peas. I mean, I don't think peas are really worth a whole lot right now. If it's time to harvest them, and they normally aren't going to be worth a ton, right? Unfold that now. While we're on that path there, let's just see if we can figure out how much peas are worth. I missed them. I went right past them. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, we're taking them to the farmer's market, which is 578, so it's not actually the best place. Oh, no, we're going to Preserve Food Factory. I am sorry. We're going to the second best place. Just slightly under the train station. It's not even worth going to the train station for whatever would be remaining, because there's not going to be that much, and you have to, you know, lease the train, right? So, not really worth it in current state, at least. The other thing to note here is I'm going to be spending a lot of money on this telehandler. You know, this is money that I've kind of been preaching that I should probably be working to utilize to save, you know, towards a harvester, right, for the sunflowers. But it's just a deal I can't really pass up right now. I think we're going to be okay. We've got a ways to go before those sunflowers are going to be ready to harvest. It's going to be at least two more episodes, if not 3 more episodes before they're ready to harvest. And I think, just looking at it, it's going to be 3 more. I would think it'd be a little bit darker right now if it was going to be 2 months from now. But maybe I'm wrong. But either way, I think we'll be able to make up some of that ground there. We don't really have to get the most expensive harvester right off the bat. I guess that's how I should put it, right? We really don't need the most expensive one. We can get one of the cheaper ones. It does not have to be the top-of-the-line harvester early on. We can absolutely upgrade to that later on, even if it's, you know, on a quick turnaround where we only use that harvester, you know, a couple of times and then we turn it around and do so. But, yeah. Now I need to start figuring out an area to put a new, you know, a new farm, you know, yard and everything in as well for that, right? We're just kind of storing our one drill that we bought used in the process of selling everything and restarting or rebooting, retooling, because that is actually a part of that second farm. But we don't really have anywhere to put it right now. We don't really have any land or anything, so we need to kind of focus on that too relatively soon. We need to turn that around too. So lots to do here in the next couple of months, if I'm honest with you. But I think we're going to get there. I think we're still, even with spending the money we're going to spend here on this telehandler, I think we're still going to be okay. I really do. The pickled chilies and tomatoes that we're going to sell, they're going to make us a good amount of money. May not end up selling them all today. Who knows? We might just sell a little bit of them. Maybe we don't sell any. I don't know. We'll figure that out as after we look and see how our time looks. But we'll more than likely, at least, I think, sell what we had earlier on. So 7 pallets, I think, bare minimum. We'll probably sell those. All right, so let's sell the rest of these peas here. Let's see what kind of money we get from this as a bonus. Give me good money. Give me good money. All right, that's not bad. We got $2,101 extra out of that. We'll take that. That's not terrible at all. So we can go ahead and turn in this contract. That gets us to $65,831. Is that enough? We are $30 short. $30. Are you kidding me? $30 short? That's ridiculous. $30 away. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go in and have an early breakfast, and an early lunch, late breakfast, and then we'll be back. That was good to have a little bit of a break there. We were able to do so, and it's now noon, and ready to get back at it. We do have $68,000, so that should be enough for us to be able to buy that now. So let's go ahead and do that. Michelin's, you know I like my Michelin's. The wide tire is going to cost us a little bit more, but I do think it's worth it. So I'm going to spend the extra money on the wide tires, hoping that is... Yep, let's buy them. $67,000, not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. Let's see if we can utilize the fork that we have in the back there. If we can't, we're going to have to sell that one outright and hopefully be able to get another one for this. I think it's going to work. At least it should. We need to service this at some point, but we don't need to do it right now. It's not going to work. Okay. I was worried about that, actually. The more that I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, it probably has a different, you know, attachment to it, right? Where's my marker at? There it is. Repaint it for 33, and we could sell that. Yep. Alright, we don't have enough money to repair that right now anyway, but that's okay. We don't really need to. Telehandler tools. Here we go. Pallet fork is two grand. Still leaves us with a little bit of money. It's not a ton of money, but it leaves us with something, so we'll go ahead and grab that. This thing is awesome, man. I love this thing. This thing's great. Very, very happy with this purchase, man, and I love how it cruises at a nice 27 mile per hour. This is great. This is going to be such a useful machine for our farm. I'm going to have to get used to it. Let's take a look at the inside. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Even for a used one, right? It only has 20 hours on it. It's not like it has a ton of time. This thing is awesome. I love this thing. Look at this thing. It's fantastic. Alright, let's see if we can spread this out. I don't know if... Can I get two of them on here at a time? It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? I don't think we need to actually go and sell these today. I think it might be a little bit more beneficial for us to wait a month and sell these probably next month, but we can at least start stacking these up here. Utilize this JCB to its fullest, if you will. For me, personally, I probably am not going to utilize the boom all that much on this one. Okay, I can't get these to come off for some reason. There we go. I probably won't use the boom very much on this one. I don't really think I'm going to need to. Maybe later on I might, but right now I don't think there's a reason to. I don't think there's any specific need to do that. Did get one more pallet of the pickled chili peppers to spawn, so that's great. Perfect. That wasn't too bad at all. Keep doing this, I'm going to get much better at it. I've had issues in the past with stacking stuff, you guys know that. Those of you that have been around for a while. It's easy, man. Easy, easy, easy. You just gotta take your time. You gotta be slower. Sometimes I'm trying to rush through things sometimes, and just gotta be slower at it. Easy peasy. Like a glove, man. Like a glove. Alright, gang. We're going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. Thanks to my members. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate the support. I'll see you next time.